Alright, if you guys are watching this, Happy New Year to everyone. It's probably a few days after New Year's. Today is actually January 2nd. Back in the garage, show you what's going on next with the SV650. Alright, I know it's a little loud in here. We got the heater running. Unfortunately, it looks like winter's finally come. Yesterday, we were able to get this bolt and spacer in. I didn't film it, but you can tell just by looking at this bolt, you can see all the, let's get that zoomed in, or at least focused in. Hold still. Tell you what. This is the bolt we had to take out. This is from the vice grips we had to put on it. We actually had a set of vice grips here. Also used a set of vice grips on the end here. Because this was stripped out, we were able to fix these threads that were back in here and get this bolt in, no problem. You see I got a little bit of scarring from a pipe wrench, but we'll get that fixed, no big deal. Obviously I unhooked the radiator, there's the hose right there. To get a little bit more room back here, we had to heat this bolt that we took out of there too. All in all, a big pain in the butt. Another problem we ran into right here is where the front fender bolts on. This is the bolt. We actually had to drill this out to get it off there. It was in there too tight, and strip the head out of here, so we're gonna need a new one of those. But if you notice, we got the front fender off, we got the rear tail section off, we got the front fairing off. Still doing some stuff here with the fuel tank, but it's time to get to work on the plastic. As you can see, we got the tail section over here. It's in a couple of pieces, the grab rail, the tail light. We're actually going to start on the front fairing because that's the one that is cracked and damaged the most, so let's get to work. Alright, we got a few items we're going to be working with. We got the plasti weld. We also have some plasti weld that's more of like a putty. This is more of like an epoxy. We're going to try both things, maybe only end up using one. 220 grit wet dry sandpaper, 400 grit, 600 grit, 800 grit. Something else that we're not going to use today, we're going to need some newspaper, so pick these free ones up. And then the other thing, again, we may not use this today, but wax and tar removal. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now that I got the decals off each side, I'm going to pop all these metal tabs off. I did take pictures of these, so I'll remember where they go back. Of course, I can always check the service manual. Once we get these off, then we're going to start sanding. So, just a quick tip, we are going to wet sand this right now. I went in the house, got some warm water, just keeps your hands a little bit warmer. I'm going to basically take this down to pretty much the raw plastic. It's going to make it a little easier to work on these cracks, plus I'm going to end up primering it anyway before we paint it. I'm going to start out with 220 grit, work my way up to 400 to smooth things out, and we'll see how it goes. I've probably been sanding on this thing for about an hour. Got it sanded down where this crack is, where this crack is. Definitely not anywhere close to being finished sanding, but I am going to take a break because I'm tired. Again, sorry for the noise, get the heat on. Got all this sanded down, used plastic weld epoxy on the outside of this crack. If we come around here to the inside, you can see I've got this putty substance that has set up, also made by JB Weld. It's this stuff. So I'm going to try to sand this down, got a couple other cracks that we fixed too, and see how everything's holding up.